Pokemon Legends Arceus is the latest title to hit the Pokemon franchise and has now gained a staggering 6.5 million copies sold in just over 7 days of its release. The title, which adds some new mechanics such as open areas for Pokemon hunting, crafting and more, all set in the feudal-style Japan era, released on February 28th. Nintendo announced via their Twitter account that the game has gained a number of sales in such a short space of time, thanking Pokemon trainers or surveyors in this entry for picking up the game. The title is exclusive to the Switch. While maybe not the most eye-catching when it comes to graphics running on the Switch, it has definitely shaken up the franchise, adding such features as rideable Pokemon, explorable regions, and a number of RPG additions. In case you missed it, Legends adds a whole bunch of new mechanics to the turn-based collect-em-all game, including fierce Pokemon that can cause damage to trainers who will need to dodge to safety, new region variations of Pokemon, farmable items to craft, Pokeballs, and much more. Pokemon Legends Arceus is now available on Nintendo Switch. Fans of the card game genre are definitely up for a treat this year of 2022, as fans of Yoko Taro will only have to wait until the 17th of this month to play his new passion project, Voice of Cards: The Forsaken Maiden. The game was unveiled without much fanfare on the Square Enix Twitter account, but it's quite a welcome surprise featuring a full trailer outlining the story and setting. Square Enix did confirm that this is not a sequel, but a completely standalone story. Players of the previous game, The Isle Dragon Roars, should feel right at home. The trailer shows us all the classic elements of the previous game. We have cards representing literally everything about the game, from the characters to weapons to dialogue to items and foes. As with The Isle Dragon Roars, the Forsaken Maiden will also be getting a crossover DLC with Nier, this time Automata, featuring 2B card backs and more. February 2022 is already jammed-packed with a lot of high-quality games. In fact, there are so many releases that everyone is sure to find something they like. This week, the developer Grape Ocean Technologies announced the release date of Black Geyser: Courier of Darkness. Since releasing in early access in August last year, the team has been able to implement over 20 major updates and new features, as well as a number of significant improvements to the technical side. For those unfamiliar with the game, Black Geyser is an isometric top-down fantasy RPG inspired by classic games in the late 90s to early 2000s. Players can customize their characters quite extensively in Black Geyser. You can choose from the standard humans, dwarves, and elves, but also have access to the more exotic Feldagog and Relo races. After that, players can choose between 13 classes. A unique feature is the greed system. Whenever you loot from the dead, your party's greed meter increases, and subsequently the power of the goddess of greed, Zornilsa, does as well. The higher the greed of the world, the more chaotic and unpredictable the world will become. Black Geyser is definitely a CRPG to check out. It will be leaving early access on Steam and GOG on March 17th for $24.99 USD. In case you missed it, this week was the launch of the fantasy MMO ARPG Lost Ark. The free-to-play title launched its head start on February 8th, letting those who purchased the Founders Packs get into the game early. The floodgates were opened on February 11th, meaning now all can access the game. Along with the launch was the release of notes detailing the changes made to the game since the beta, to classes, dungeons, and more. One new addition is a new challenge implemented for new players called the Welcome Challenge. This set of optional side quests is intended to teach players various game mechanics that gradually increase in difficulty. The Welcome Challenge will become available to new characters once they reach the first major town, Pridehome. One big change was the lack of the Summoner class, which was available in closed beta but is not part of the class lineup for the live version. Those who are opting for the Mage class can choose Sorceress instead, who wields powerful elemental skills such as Punishing Strike, Frost's Core, and Doomsday. The martial artist also got another advanced class called the Striker. This character is adept at unleashing devastating aerial combos after hitting his enemies quickly. There is also the addition of quality of life features, such as user interfaces for the guild and store menus. Amazon Games has implemented a feature for reporting negative messages and character names as well. Automated systems are also being added to ensure that nobody goes against the player code of conduct. Also this week was the announcement of new servers in order to cope with the influx of new players as the game opens up to all. Those who already have the Founders Pack are given the option to join low-pop servers with the enticement of an extra set of exclusive items. The launch has been very exciting, and we have been streaming the game over on our Twitch channel with drops, so if you want to join us on our journey across Arceus, you can do also there. You can also check out our latest guides and info on our Lost Ark wiki, as with all news mentioned in this video, go check it out on our website on fextralife.com. Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes is the latest of the Fire Emblem games to be announced during the Nintendo Direct held this week. This is a Musou spin-off and will release on June 24th, 2022. The latest Fire Emblem game will not be the usual turn-based strategy RPG that the series is commonly known for. Instead, Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes is a spin-off game similar to the earlier Fire Emblem Warriors. Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes will have players take control of one of the lords of the original Three Houses game. We see that Eldegard, Dimitri, and Cord are all present and all wearing their university uniforms. It will be interesting to see how the story goes for this new game, especially since the previous title had multiple story options which have extremely huge differences between them. We got a hands-on preview of Elden Ring this week. As we eagerly await the release of the game this month, we have more to share on the first hours of the full game. There is a full video which goes over the game in major detail, but we do also have a spoiler-free summary which I'll mention a bit here. The video goes over the map which was revealed in its entirety, the game's hub that had revealed many of the NPCs, weapon upgrades, crafting foe spells, many secrets to unearth, and the combat feels extremely close to Souls-like. Of course, this is just the tip of the iceberg, so if you want to find out all of what was discovered in our recent playthrough, be sure to check out our Elden Ring new gameplay full game hands-on preview. Of course, if you want even more Elden Ring, be sure to subscribe to our channel and visit our Elden Ring wiki. Developer Shiro Games is celebrating a great milestone of 100,000 units sold for tactical RPG Wartales, which is currently in early access. A new update released this week adds tools of war quality of life improvements. The medieval open world tactical RPG Wartales has now reached 100,000 units sold while being in early access. The title was released in early access in December last year, and just a couple months on has reached a great new milestone. The update, which is free for all who own the game, includes a new training center to empower sellswords with new abilities, a no scaling mode to adjust the pace of their journey through locked-in regional difficulty levels, and revamped sorting options. In case you missed it, Wartales is developed by Shiro Games, the same developer behind Evoland and Northgard. Players get to recruit their own warband of mercenaries, which they can customize to take on jobs for the right price in an expansive low fantasy world. Wartales is currently available through early access on PC via Steam for $34.99 USD. Check out our Wartales gameplay, features, impressions, open world medieval RPG article to find out more. Fans of the Souls-like genre praise the sun. Another excellent Metroidvania game is going to be playable this year, Salt and Sacrifice. On May 10th, 2022, players will again be able to explore the Altar Stone Kingdom, this time taking up the mantle as a Marked Inquisitor. Players are then tasked to hunt down powerful opponents, mages, and deal with them. Bosses are what make these kind of games more memorable, and Salt and Sacrifice is no exception. The game will feature several mini-bosses that will try their best to impede your progress. However, the main bosses are where the most excitement will come from. Mages are frightening opponents and represent some of the most challenging content of the game. Online PvP in Salt and Sacrifice is optional, so you can continue the game without engaging other players in combat. In case you're interested, however, Sky Studios have revamped the systems, making it even more dynamic and more involved compared to its predecessor. We're definitely very excited to get our hands on the final version of Salt and Sacrifice. We thoroughly enjoyed the demo, so if you want to know our thoughts, be sure to check out our Salt and Sacrifice gameplay hands-on preview. Well, that's it for the Week in the Wikis. Please join us again next week for yet another great week of gaming. Remember to check out our VIP program for some exclusive supporter benefits. And budding writers should take advantage of our Become an Author initiative. Thanks again for being part of this great community. Keep checking in with us with news, reviews, YouTube streams and vids, and general wiki goodness.